2025 Trinidad Carnival. I haven't been since, well, 2 years ago. I played in a totally different band, had a totally different experience. And I think anytime you go, it is a different experience. The music's different. People are different. Let me just walk y'all through. I landed Carnival Friday and got back to Florida Ash Wednesday. I want to say it was just very short and sweet. I've done longer before, but you know, if you can't make it and you can't take off enough time from work, you know, that's enough ample time, in my opinion, to get like the gist of like the peak of Carnival Week, because you get Juve, Carnival Monday, Carnival Tuesday, some parties, events, etc., etc. Disclaimer: I did have the opportunity of partnering with Haeven travel package, basically the ultimate carnival experience. This video is not sponsored by them, but I just want to make that disclaimer to y'all. I was able to get access to all of their events, and all of their events fall under the WOW Events umbrella. So like your Soca Street Festival, Soca Brunch, Mecca, and so on and so on. And one thing about Haeven is they can connect you with Spirit Mass, like a Spirit Mass costume package. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention, Spirit Mass, they sold out extremely quickly. By the grace of God, I was able to get in via the Haeven package. I recommend it highly, 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 especially for newbies, especially for people who don't know what they doing. Like Haeven, just super convenient. Even though it was a partnership, it was just very convenient. I talking like I show up to the Fete, all I have is this one Haeven band on my arm, and I just show, they have like a booth for every party that they, you know, are advertising. And you go up to the booth and they either give you a armband, or they just tell you to go straight up, and, you know, and in most cases, like I could skip the line. So I thought that was really great too. Like you don't have any long waits on any lines. Anyway, so let's start with my recap. Yeah, to Mecca with my Haeven band. And Stephanie. Mecca, where magic meets culture. I'd gone to this party 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it because I feel like a lot of my Carnival or Trinidad Carnival experiences were mostly fete after fete after fete. No semblance of like actual traditional culture, traditional mass. I just wanted to change that. I didn't want to be the person that was just pump, 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 pump. And plus, my personality is not that. So get to Mecca. And this was such a great warm-up fete. Coolers, but you can also buy tickets to get drinks and stuff like that. So, and then they have the prices on the little tents and what's blase. But they also have booths where they give you drink samples throughout. So like I had some sort of weed drink, which was interesting. They had like the little different booths from the different vendors and sponsors and whatnot. They had like a food court truck situation going on that was excellent. The artistry of this event was like mind-blowing to me.
Anybody just like me and rolling on less than 3 hours of sleep, put your hands in the air. Some city people probably just like me again. You're not going to get any sleep until Carnival Tuesday finish. Put your hands in the air. But this is what we signed up for, right? So if you're here with a friend who's just as tired as you, put your hand on the shoulder and just shake them a little bit. Just shake them a little bit. Tell them, wake up, wake up. And this is how energy. Bring it on stage. A friend to bring some energy right now. Make some noise for McCann. We in the Mecca. Full of energy. What you say? It's our energy when we come to be. This is what we know, it's not jump and wave. So, eating every queen and race. Look at Mecca. What you say? Yo.
Just at the core and everything. And then they have cultural caricatures running around. So if you aren't familiar with Trinidad Carnival and its actual old mass and traditional caricatures and stuff like that, like Mecca is one of the better places to get a little taste of what that is. Not the full thing, obviously, but like a little taste and feel. It's like a Fet meets Magic meets culture, right? So yeah, I had a really good time. They had performances, Michael Teja, really good DJs, just a lot going on. Like it wasn't boring. There were no lows, you know what I mean? So the next day was Saturday. The next party on my lineup was Soca Brainwash. I've been to Soca Brainwash Trinidad a couple of times already, but this one was Comic World themed, and I was super excited. Any excuse to dress up, I will dress up. So I was Super Mario. Went to Soca Brainwash. The thing about Soca Brainwash is I really love the festival vibe. I love that everybody commits to the theme. I just love it. I think when you get there and the sun is like at its peak is when the vibe's just a little, and that's probably the perfect time to go and get something to eat, right? I think because we had so much parties stacked, I couldn't get the full experience from Soca Brainwash that I wanted. We didn't really dance as much. We kind of walked around, looked, ate, drank, maybe did a little chip wine. But when I say like actual party, we didn't really go, into the stage. And that's probably our fault. But like we had to leave to make it to Picnic because I'd heard so much good things about Picnic. And keep in mind, like these are all parties under the Haeven umbrella. So if you ask me how I got tickets, it's because Haeven. I want to say I enjoyed Soca Brainwash for the time I was there, but if I had maybe stayed, I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more. And I don't think this was my favorite Brainwash. I think maybe the first one I ever went to, fun, Water Under the Bridge. I know better for next time. Either pick one or... yeah, I got to pick one Fet for that day. I don't know which one to pick next time. Anyways, we went back to the hotel, changed, bathed, and went straight to Picnic. I heard that they had a little issue earlier, so thankfully we went there late. We went there like after sunset. So with the Haeven wristband, again, VIP treatment. I don't have to wait on no line. I just go straight through. I just had to wait for the ladies to come in. One thing I loved about Picnic, if you had high heel shoes, you could leave them at the front of the party. And then they had like really nice decor. Like they had this beautiful Eiffel Tower. They had a lot of backdrops with flowers and water fountains and selfie mirrors and a lot of activations that was just so pink and cutesy. And then by the stage was just like this really, really like wow events is just, I don't know. They just take production to another level. Like, even if I didn't do the Haeven passport, I would probably end up doing a lot of wow events. It's just an experience, you know? Picnic was an experience. Everybody was in their pink. When you go to this Fet, you need to dress. I did not absolutely know that. I put on one little pink jumpsuit and I felt like I was uber casual. Anybody who goes to Picnic, you need to dress up. You need to dress up. Trust me, it's worth it. Get your cutesy pictures with the backdrops. Like, it was adorable. They even had like Prosecco packages, I think, with like the Picnic blankets and stuff like that. So there was just a lot going on. Like, I love Fets that have a lot going on because I personally, as a masquerader or a Feta, I like to roam around. I like to see things, especially if a ticket is going to be XYZ amount of dollars. But I want to say, and when it came to the food options, very, very good. Like, I think I got some sort of chicken roll-up thing. And we went on line after line, just trying food. Like, this was probably the most full I was at. I ate the most food I ate. I had eaten at Soca Brainwash earlier, but I ate more at Picnic. They did have lines. The lines wasn't unbearable, but they was a little long. Bar service was great. And I think they had like some VVIP area, but I just had like, I guess, a regular ticket. So I didn't really get to take advantage of that. In terms of performances, Mashelle performed. It was really good. This is probably my second favorite Fet out of all the events I went to. That was Saturday, full Saturday, Soca Brainwash. Actually, before we did Soca Brainwash and before we did Picnic, we went to the Kiddies Parade. All right, let me talk. We came out early. We have to pick up stuff, but we went to the Kiddies Parade and they're so cute. Oh my god, I want a child. But we have some chow. And I think Steph got some pulauri. But this is like Carnival City. It's so busy. So all the traffic, we're waiting on our TT ride share. And the kitties are over in there. So yeah.
Let me go, let me go, let me go. Hey! Come up. Right, so when you're on block, we're on the block, we're on quick and cross.
And if I had a child, I would just throw them. I think I would probably just have a child just so they could be kitties parade. We went there. They were so cute. They had the best costumes. Oh, so well done. And they looked like they were just having the best time. And that was Saturday morning. So that starts around 9 a.m. And if you guys don't know about like the different parades that happen throughout Trinidad Carnival, National Commission of Trinidad and Tobago, they put out a calendar of their free parades that you can see. So like Kitty's Carnival, Camberley Riots is an exhibition. I believe I missed that one because I came in too late. But they have a slew of them, like Dimanche Gras and all these. Some of them you do have to pay like maybe a small fee for like tickets and stuff like that. But if you're looking for like a cultural experience, like a more cohesive experience and not just pump, 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 then that is the calendar you need to pay attention to. And I'll just probably link it. Everything I'll link in the description box below, y'all. The next day was Sunday, because I'm at the tender age of however old. I did not wake up on time to go to the parties that I wanted to go to. Oh, by the time I got up, the parties was ending, really. So I ended up going to Soca Brunch, and I had not planned on going to Soca Brunch just because I had wanted to do some things in the morning, but I couldn't get to them. So I was like, redemption time. And that's what I really liked about having the Haeven pass, because I was able to go to all these events or pick and choose and refuse. There's something where you have to pay for like a base price and then you add on. It was just nice to have that convenience and flexibility. Soca Brunch was my #1 attended fete. The food options, very good. I had the sushi, like a crab sushi, and then I had like something and dumplings, like a stewed pork and dumplings. Towards the end of the night, it was like this nachi. I don't know how to pronounce it appropriately, but it was mixed with like a Trini local dish, like something saltfish. I believe it was creamy. The nachi was creamy. They had a creamy sauce. Mix it together. Oh, it was perfection. I don't know if you guys will recognize the vendor, but it was just amazing. And then the drink selection was good. They had organic juices. When I pulled up immediately to the gin house pop-up, I've been trying to find them forever on social media, but they was serving like these pink French 75s, and I don't know exactly what gin they was using, but I need to go and message them and ask them, because I just want to recreate it, because for the whole weekend I drinking gin, right? Why is this the strongest drink so far? I guess because it's gin and Prosecco or gin and champagne. I can't remember exactly what they was pouring, but it was so good. I must be drinking like 4 or 5 of them. And I know big dancer, when the rum, I know big dancer. But I was like buzzing. It was so good. It was just so, I went there at the perfect time. Like it wasn't too hot and the sun was setting and food was still available. Even when I was about to leave, like I think around 8ish, they still had food. They were still serving food. Drinks were still flowing. And the vibes to me was getting better and better and better. And I wish I didn't have to leave, but I just didn't want to be out there too late, because Juve the next morning. But Soca Brunch, big of yourself. My goodness, like it was so good. #1 fet for me. So I make it back to the hotel. We stay at the Bricks Brie, and went to sleep for a little bit before going to Juve. We played with Jab Juve. Jab Juve is like a combination of Grenada elements and Trinidad elements when it comes to Juve. And in my mind, I was like, why? You know, why? If I want Grenada, I'll go to Grenada. If I want Trinidad, I come to Trinidad. But then I didn't realize how often you hear Trinidad soca in a party, in an event, and you don't really hear the quote unquote smaller islands. So then I started to grow an appreciation for this band. Like, it was pure vibes. He was playing Lucian soca. And the only thing I didn't hear was Sugar Mass, Wireless soca. He was playing Vinci, Grenada, you know, all the top tens, if you will, and Trinidad soca. Maybe a little bit of crop over, but it was really good. It wasn't too crowded. It was just enough people. They fed us. They had doubles in the back of the truck. They gave us like snacks, like a cheeseburger, chicken burger, right? And we even crossed the stage, which was crazy to me because I've never crossed the stage for Juve. This is the first time I ever crossed the stage, and I didn't know that was something that people did, and it was really nice. Like.
So masqueraders, if you hear my voice, sunrise up to the masqueraders. Ladies, just bend over, bend over. Bend over. My pressure, my pressure, my pressure,
Now I get the hype because it's probably something where it's like you have a lot of bands that just pump Trini soca. I mean, which it should be, but then you have people who come in there and they're just like, I want to hear more than Trinidad soca. So I guess there is an audience for it, if you will. Now we're gonna get to Spirit Mass, and when I say for the most part, Spirit has really good customer service, they do. I got back, I looked in my bag. It was like there's so much stuff in the bag. You get a duffel bag, you get the box with the costume, you get the mug, all these different things. I could show you guys right here what came in my Spirit Mass package. If you're looking for a hype band and you're looking for a band that is dedicated to good customer service and giving you an authentic Trinidadian experience, I think they are probably one of the best ones to choose. They had a couple kinks and stuff. Some things I wasn't used to, but I mean, it all boils down to preference, right? One thing I loved, especially Carnival Monday, and when I say I enjoyed Carnival Monday way more than Carnival Tuesday, and usually that's saying a lot for me because I usually love Carnival Tuesday more than Carnival Monday. We did get out to Spirit brunch on time. We got the end tail of it. Didn't see any performances, but I did get a lot of food, like they had a charcuterie booth. They had like a deconstructed bacon shark. They had shark tacos. They had like all sorts of drinks. They had a Tanqueray booth that I definitely took advantage of. You know, they had like a lot of space, a charging booth for your phone. They just had a lot of stuff going on. And they had like, you know, a little backdrop so you could take pictures. They even did like these colorful fireworks before we left. They were very communicative on when they were leaving the band, where, you know, what trucks you should follow, this, that, and the third. I wasn't 100% sure who was playing on what truck. I did see some familiar DJ faces, and the music was, for the most part, very good. If you miss brunch, though, you do have the option of going to, like, their different trucks that offer snacks. So, like, I had a snack in the middle of the day from, like, their snack truck. Like pizza. They have a 5 a.m. club truck, like a coffee truck, pastries from there along with coffee, and if that's what you want to do. You just felt immersed into the culture. And then they also had carnival characters on the road. So like Blue Devils, they had Midnight Robber, I believe. They had other caricatures as well. And I just loved how it was just, you know, mixed in the culture. Like there was just other things to do, you know. My favorite truck on Monday was truck 5. Another thing that I have to say is that they have recovery buses, and if you needed to take a break or take a rest, you could just jump on a recovery bus. I checked out all the recovery buses. I didn't go on it, but I was just looking for people, and they still had space. Guys on scooters who was delivering snacks and stuff like that throughout the band. They had like the shots that specified each section. That was cool too. We went straight through. I didn't know that we weren't going to stop anywhere. I mean, I from my previous carnivals, I mean, you pretty much know, like the music just ends at a certain period of time, like around 7ish. It just felt like almost like an abrupt end, and maybe that's just me being salty because I wanted to be on the road longer on Carnival Monday. But that, you know, it is what it is. That might just be a preference thing. But for the most part, Monday was my favorite day, hands down. Carnival Tuesday. Okay, guys, it's Carnival Tuesday, and we're about to take the shuttle. Lord, we late. Hopefully, I don't miss my band, but I just got my makeup done and got pictures at Carnival Glam Hub. Yeah. After that, we get off the bus. I am late. My section already done crosses the stage, and that's another annoyance. But I just went with the section that was like maybe 2 sections down. I did not get a chance to experience the whole being able to, if you were in Spirit, you could apparently take your mug and get a drink from any of like the little booths that are around like the stage area and get drinks for free, like coconut water or whatever. I didn't get to do that because it was just like a mad rush, like, you know, it is what it is. But I crossed the stage with the wrong section.
Show me your flag, hey. All of the rock, no. Show me the flag, They promote and find a venue that the nation is allowed one with 20 Titanic, 3 jumbo jet and 40 cow can fit. But once they can say that they can cancel the function. Don't cancel your function. We rock your party with a 1,000 rock, 1,000 flag, 1,000 rock, 1,000 flag, 1,000 gal, 1,000 man. Jumping like a 1,000 man. Everybody jump and wave. Show me a 1,000 and just show me a 1,000 and yeah, we have your party dancing by the 1,000, rock by the 1,000, touching by the 1,000, towel by the 1,000, people running by the 1,000, standing by the 1,000.
After crossing the stage, Spirit staff, they were on it. They just asking you if you want water, please hydrate. Truck was like, hey, y'all need to hydrate. Make sure you drink water. We headed to the lunch stop. I was like, all right. Thinking the lunch stop was like maybe right around the corner, but no, we was walking for a good period of time. So I just wish at that point in time we would have still been able to like follow the trucks, but I don't know the logistics behind the band, so I can't really say much further about that. It wasn't like a hour walk. It was like maybe 50 and 20-ish minutes, but I feel like that time could have been on the road, you know? Of all those vibes from the stage, and then it's like a low, you know, like, and then you gotta walk. If that makes sense. Get to the lunch stop. It was very crowded going in because there was so much people. I feel like there was more people on Tuesday than Monday. I don't know how that works. Maybe it was just the backpacks that made it feel like it was more people. But we go in, and I realized they only have one entrance. And there's a lot of people, especially with these backpacks. But let me just say that Spirit security was doing their job. Like, they was making sure nobody got in who wasn't supposed to be in there. And that's probably why we was so jam up trying to get in. And I think for the next time, they really, really need to have either a wider entrance or more entrances, because it was just a lot. But we weren't there for like ever. It was like maybe 3 minutes trying to get in. And we got in. It was so hot, y'all. So they had an area where it was misting. I don't know how many areas were missing, but they also had an AC tent. When I look and turn around, I see the AC tent had a line that was way long. So I was like, you know, we ain't doing that. People started sneaking in through little different parts or whatever, because they couldn't take the line and waiting in that hot sun, which I understood. But in terms of like food, the food was very, very good. Like, I had some like Cuban fish, rice, pico de gallo, oxtail rolls, spring rolls, and getting a drink was no problem. They had like stock bars and this, that, and a third. But the thing is, when you go to get your food, they had it on a time basis. So like, they scan your band. You have to pick and choose where you want to go carefully, because once you choose, I guess you're on a time basis. I didn't get any other food outside of what I got initially. The guy was very communicative. He was like, listen, you need to go and look first and then decide what you want to eat, because once I scan your band, you cannot go and get another item right away. I got it. I love that he was communicative about it, but I could see how people would be like, oh my God, da, 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 you know, whatever. Anyway, we sat down, we ate, we drank, we got into the AC tent for like the last period of time when we were there. One thing about the lunch stop, when you start off so good, because brunch was really, really good. And I get that it's different because lunch is like a full plate versus brunch. You have finger foods, right? And they could just give finger foods, right? But I think brunch was so good. Like, I had high expectations for lunch, if that makes sense, right? And the lunch stop just seemed to be smaller than the brunch stop, but it was decent. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. I just wish we had more shaded area to sit, because there was just so much people, bro. Like, I was like, this band just double in size over how many hours? Like, what? So we get back on the road and things really start to warm up. People taking off their backpacks, you getting drinks. The music was, again, no complaints about the music, no complaints about vibes. It was just a chip, 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 chip. Everybody gravitated to truck number one. I wanted to stay back because I already know how the crowd is go. It was a relief when we pulled up to Climax, the after party. I just wish we had stayed on the road a little bit longer because it's Carnival. So we get to Climax. And it has the brunch sort of, it's actually where we had brunch. So it has a brunch sort of format, open plates, snacks like tacos, little ribs here and there. I only had enough time to get tacos at this time. The line started to get a little crazy. People just skipping people. It wasn't chaos, but it was just like, come on, y'all see us on this line. Like, just get in the back of the line, just wish there was a little bit more control over that. But, they had performances, bungee, like the crowd was hyped. This was a good way to end Carnival. Honestly, just wish we had more of a road experience. That was my Spirit Mass experience. And this is my experience, y'all, and I can't speak for everybody. Other people probably had maybe way more fun than me, or maybe less fun. I don't know. I doubt it, but but let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Will I go next year? Debatable, just because the stress of planning for Trinidad Carnival is just, it's a lot. Let me know if you guys are going to Carnival or Trinidad Carnival next year. Dates are, Carnival Monday is February 16th. Carnival Tuesday is February 17th. And Ash Wednesday is February 18th, 2026. So if you are planning on going, those are the dates that you need to mark. I have a guide on my blog. It's linked in the description box below. So check that out. If you need help figuring out where to stay, how to get there, just more info in general. Thank you so much for y'all patience. I know I haven't uploaded a long form video in a long time, but I am trying. It's so hard, especially with all these changes with TikTok and Instagram and Reels and anyways. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video. I'm backed up on content, so I will try to bring my Sugar Mass vlog and Sugar Mass, all the above, to this channel ASAP. So let me know what you want to see, and I will do my best. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support. like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.